Hey everybody, this is number 2 tutorial. Um, what we're going to be creating today is a little more advanced than a screwdriver. Not too much, still great for the basic learner. We're going to learn basically how to create a hammer. I already went ahead and created the new project. So you just hit project window, hit new. Name it screwdriver if you want, name it whatever you want to name this project. And I'm just going to set the project. Make sure the files actually go in the right folder. So what you want to start off with the screwdriver is a cube. Make it about that long. Rotate it again. So you press E. Or you can use this attribute scale on the side. So I'm going to make this 90 degrees. And then zero out everybody. So it's complete zero, and it's at a 90-degree rotation. So what you want to do is basically line this up. So now we got this. Now what we've got to do is basically construct the hammer's little body. So what you want to do is basically go to Edit Mesh and hit Insert Edge Loop. If you hold down Control and Shift, click on Edit Mesh, and then select whatever you want. When you let go, when you're under, click Custom first. So I'll show you. So normally you're here, you click Custom, hold down Control and Shift, and then just basically click one of them, and they'll pop down here. So what you want to do is create an edge loop. It allows me. I'm just going to switch to the top view real quick. And press on W. Just basically adjust this. This is going to be basically the center form of so where the crack begins in between the hammer, separate the head. Click on the edge loop tool again. If you press G, you can skip that whole entire step of clicking up there. Basically allows you to use the last tool you use by like making sure I'm actually clicking the right one, the right hammer. Create an edge loop here also for now. So now what you want to do is basically you could start either forming the head first, or you can basically start molding the body, which I think we'll do the body first. Shrink this down. Too much. So basically I'm just forming out the shape of the hammer. So now if you look at it, this is basically what it looks like so far. So you basically started to get the basic shape of the hammer's handle. What you want to do, just basically keep on tweaking this till you get exactly right the way you like it. Shrink down the handle a bit. So, like I said before, if you add an edge loop close, very, very close to sharper the edge gets, if you put 3 of them, they get really sharp. So I'm going to put 3 there now, so I don't forget about it later. So now when I press 3, I put this in object mode, and select that, just in case. Now you got that nice in-depth, wide bottom that you really know is hammer is really known for. But we still have to add the other details to right here to separate the hammer to the body, and then separate the head from this. So let's go back right now. So now you also want to create that indentation inside the hammer too. That one's a little bit more simpler. Very, very easy to do. So what you do is select face. So you got 3 faces. So if you want, you can always cut the hammer with a little bit more edge loop. So you throw an edge loop about here, and about there, another one about here, and then about there. Actually, let's put it out a little bit finer. So about there. So when you go to face, make sure you select that. We're just going to create a bunch of edge loops. Hold down the shift key before you click. It allows you to select the faces. Then what you do is you hit you go to where you go, edit mesh, extrude. But I already created shortcuts, so I don't need to do that. So let's rotate this a bit, just so we can see what it looks like as it's going in. So now when you smooth it, you have a little indentation. And let's do that. Let's blow it out. So now we got the indentation on the bottom of the hammer. So now I just created the butt of the hammer. So now it looks real nice. I like it. So really smooth, really nice. If you ever want to switch it up for the handle itself, like the main frame, you can always just bring this down a little bit more. Bring that in more. Now when you hit 3, oops, looks like that. I'm just going to show in a bit. I like it. Okay. This is where the fun part becomes. And select edge. So I'm done editing that. We go right click faces, hold on the shift key, and when you click, allows you to create it. So we'll extrude. What's this perspective view? Extrude it out. Extrude again. So you basically just want to keep on extruding outwards and then rotate them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my first save. And I said it's the wrong file. Nice. File. Set project. Hammer. Set file. Save scene as. And you could do like hammer underscore V. Just so you know it's the first version. Okay. So now what you want to do is just keep on tweaking this and skin it, thin it out and all that. So just keep on working on it until it starts to look more like a hammer instead of having a big child's looking hammer. So since you already got all the work done, you just want to shrink up the edge loops or take the vertices Whatever's easier for you. I'm going to use edge loops for this one. But just because they're so close to each other, I don't want to select. Actually, I can select both of them actually. Let's do this. It would make it look a lot more equal if you select both of them. So if you're using a Mac, I should have told you in this first video how basically how I'm rotating the camera and all that. So if you're using a Mac, what you use is basically the option button, and then you left click. If you want to just move the camera, you hold down the option button plus command and left click, and that allows you to pull the screen up, down, and then just regular option allows you to rotate it. So, and if you're on the computer, you hold down the control key and you can move down. Oops. Basically, we're just shrinking it up, make it look a lot better and stuff. A lot better. So you just rotate this wireframe, make sure, because here it gets a little tricky. I just want to see what it looks at the end, so I don't have to really use my eyes too much. Just gotta make sure all of them are selected. So you just keep on going. Then you see what we're gonna do next after I get done doing this. Oops. Control. Shit, see. Let's see. That's usually why I rotate. So now looks a lot better than before. Can even make it curve more, but I kind of like how this one's looking right now. So now we're going to form the rest of the hammer out. So now we're going to do the other side of the head, which is a little bit more extruding down. So let's go like that. So let's rotate it to the bottom. Take this one. Okay. So now what you want to do is you look very carefully. If you did this correctly, it makes it a lot easier, because all you have to do is select these 3 faces. Just make sure they're the only ones you selected. And just because it can cause a lot of geo mess up. And that's not pretty. So you can see exactly what extrude does to the mesh. So when you hit extrude, you see these little circles that get created. Basically, it pulls that and flattens it out because it's allowing you to pull that mesh up. So it allows you to do this. Allows you to do this. Let's see this. So now that's what that looks like. Bring that up a little more. So it still looks like a kid's toy and stuff, but it gets a lot better. So it still looks like a kid's toy. So what you could do is, 1, separate the head from the body. You can make the body longer. So let's do that first. What we're going to do is, the vertex is easier to me. Just grab all these vertices here. Oops. So I want to remove the camera, and you just pull it forward this much, and then you just gotta expand this back out a tad bit. So just a little bit. So when you smooth it out, oh, it is very smooth. So that's what it's gonna look like. So it looks a lot better that way. So now what you use is edge loops, and basically this is how you're going to separate the head from the body. So like I was saying, we're just going to insert edge loops to separate the head. What I'm going to do is basically go to my edge loop tool. Press 1. Basically drop here.
This thing. What you want to do is make this incline a bit. Or you could pinch it. And to make that even sharper than that, you add more edge loops in. Just one in. I did this one smooth. So watch. I'll show you this in object mode. So now you got the top side of the hammer. That looks really good. So the last thing you gotta do is just basically box out the points and stuff, make them look sharper. So what you do for those, same thing, edge loops. This one. Oops. This is the little tricky part. You want to sharpen up these edges. Just makes it sharper. And then do the same thing for the base of it. And then to make this sharper. Now, got a bottom piece of the hammer. And since that did that, what you can do is basically vertex, rotate on a horizontal plane, take all this and shrink that up. Do the same thing for this row right here. You gotta shrink this up now. And if you look at this, it looks really real, really nice. And I just gotta do one more touch up right here. This side, just to add an edge loop on this. Let's see. Okay. And then so there's your hammer. Very basic, very simple hammer, and it still looks really realistic, very smooth, very good. Don't get any bad yields, all beautiful and nice, as you can see. And that's it for this tutorial.